I've had a lot of questions lately on how shutter speed, ISO and aperture works. Today, I'll answer all of your questions. That's coming up. My name is Hendrik Kapp. I run the Define Lens, making it possible for you to turn your hobby into a full-time career, whether that's with photography or videography. So if you're new here, consider subscribing. If you're interested in how shutter speed, ISO and aperture works, please go ahead and click on the link provided in the description down below, or you can click on my video where I explain all the details on how each of them works separately. In this video, however, I'm going to cover why you aren't able to go and shoot in the middle of daylight using a low shutter speed together with a low aperture. Sometimes you want to take a picture using a certain setting, but your camera sensor doesn't allow that. The reason for this happening is because you either let too much light into your sensor or too little light, so vice versa. For this example, I'm going to use a shutter speed of 1 second and then an f-stop of 4.5 to give you an example of how your image is going to look like without changing anything else. The ISO is also going to be set to 100. Now, the reason this is going to look over bright is because there's way too much light coming into the sensor. For this, you'll need ND filters. Now, for me to be able to take this picture with this overbright setting in the middle of daylight, I'll need an ND filter. You get different types of ND filters. I use these ones especially for landscape images, and you also get the settings where you can put this on your lens. So I'm going to show you how I do that in just 1 second. So as you can see in that previous clip, I've showed you how I put on everything and how the camera or the picture is going to look like whenever you take a picture using the ND filters. Now, the only thing an ND filter does is block sunlight to reach your sensor, so meaning it's going to allow less sunlight to enter your camera's sensor, allowing you to lower your shutter speed as well as your aperture. The exact opposite example would be shooting in lower lighting or bad lighting. If you shoot in bad lighting, you'll see that when you adjust your settings, usually your ISO is going to either shoot up automatically to, let's say, 1600 or 3200 for instance, and you don't necessarily want that to happen unless you want a specific type of picture. Now, the way to work around that is adding light to your scene. What I use for all my lighting whenever I shoot in nighttime or let's say indoors, then I use my lights for all that videos and images as well. The lighting I use for my videos whenever I shoot indoors or at night is the Photix V LED. This is a great light. I'm not going to do a review of this product, but you can have a look in the link description down below for more information. Depending on your situation, you're going to either need to get some accessories or some lights and flashes to enable you to use lower shutter speeds in direct sunlight or higher shutter speeds in low lighting. So that is all going to depend on what type of effect you'd like to get. To sum it all up, a lower shutter speed together with a lower f-stop or vice versa, get some ND filters, put it on your lens to allow less lighting into your sensor. Higher shutter speeds and higher f-stop in low light conditions, get some flashes or LED lights to enable you to allow more light directly into your sensor. So if you have any further questions regarding this, please feel free to leave me a comment down below, or you can just have a look at the link in the description down below for further information. And as always, be defined.